One of the most mysterious heavenly beings in the Bible is the cherubim. These heavenly beings are the first heavenly beings mentioned in the Bible. Cherubim, often depicted as mysterious and celestial beings, hold a unique place in the realm of angelic beings. Throughout the Old Testament, they are mentioned over 90 times, reflecting their profound significance in God's divine plan. These majestic creatures almost always serve in the capacity of guardians and protectors, entrusted with safeguarding what belongs to God, even His very presence. According to the Bible, there are 4 cherubim mentioned in different passages. In the vision of the prophet Ezekiel, in Ezekiel 1:5-11, he sees 4 cherubim around the throne of God. Similarly, in the book of Revelation, in Revelation 4:6-8, the Apostle John also witnesses 4 living creatures which are commonly believed to be cherubim. There very well could be more than 4 cherubim, because the Bible does not explicitly state that there are only 4 cherubim. However, we will stick to the number 4 because we see only 4 mentioned in the Bible. Interestingly, there were originally 5 cherubim, and the 5th cherubim being the fallen one, Lucifer. In Ezekiel 28, the passage speaks of a being described as the anointed cherub that covereth, and some theologians and scholars propose that this description refers to none other than Lucifer, the fallen one. While the primary context of this passage appears to address the king of Tyre and his prideful downfall, certain elements of the language and symbolism have led to the secondary interpretation of a reference to Lucifer. One key aspect that supports this interpretation is the description of the being's exalted position and beauty. Ezekiel 28:12 and 13 states, "You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you." These attributes seem to surpass those of any earthly king, pointing to a celestial being of immense splendor and significance. Furthermore, the passage mentions the being's presence on the holy mountain of God and being in the midst of the stones of fire. This imagery is reminiscent of the heavenly realm, suggesting that the being in question had a celestial origin and function. Lucifer was a cherubim. Now, there is something about Lucifer that I wonder whether the holy cherubim have the same ability of being able to take on different forms. The Bible does describe Satan as a deceptive and cunning being who can masquerade as an angel of light. We see this in 2 Corinthians 11:14, suggesting that he can appear in an alluring or deceitful manner to deceive people. That is an interesting thought. Could it be that the other cherubim also have this ability to transform into angels of light or transform into other beings? Ezekiel 1:5-11. "Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. And every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side. And they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. From the passages in Ezekiel, we can discern the physical attributes of the cherubim. They possess a human-like form adorned with 4 faces and 4 wings. Each cherub has 4 distinct faces, those of a human, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. Their legs are straight, and their feet have the appearance of a calf, shining like polished bronze. Remarkably, beneath their wings, they have human hands. These celestial beings move forward in a straight path, never turning their faces as they go. The descriptions of cherubim in the Bible depict their majestic and awe-inspiring nature, with eyes all over their body. Ezekiel 10:12. And their whole body, and their backs, and their hands, and their wings, and the wheels were full of eyes round about, even the wheels that they 4 had. Imagine the sight of this extraordinary creature before your eyes, the cherubim, as described in the passages of Ezekiel. In Ezekiel's vision, cherubim are described as having multiple faces, that of a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. Right here in the appearance of this heavenly being, we encounter one of the most intriguing aspects of the creature. It has multiple faces, that of a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. So we have a heavenly creature that has the faces of creatures on this earth. We know that cherubim were created before the creation of the world. Because in the book of Job, we see that the sons of God, which were angels, shouted for joy when God created the earth. From Job 38:6 and 7, we clearly understand that angels predate the creation of the earth. Therefore, they also predate the creation of all the living creatures on this earth. In simple terms, that means they predate the creatures that they resemble. Isn't that intriguing? After studying this area of Scripture, I never looked at humans, lions, oxen, and eagles the same way. This point might not blow your mind, but when I understood that this heavenly creature has these 4 faces, yet it predates all of these 4 creatures, I was completely amazed. So here we have cherubim, and I think we can all agree that cherubim are unique creatures. They bear the resemblance of earthly creatures that were not created when the cherubim themselves were created. This is why I describe these wonderful heavenly creatures as the most mysterious ones, because they clearly have a connection to the earth, but the Bible does not reveal a tremendous amount of information about them.